Hi everybody, welcome to Chapter 10, Conic Sections. Today, Day 0, should be a quick review of two formulas that we're going to need to know very well for this chapter. So it's Section 10.1, Midpoint and Distance Formulas. So we're finding the midpoint and we are finding the distance between 2 points. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through our quick review. So given points x1, y1, and x2, y2. Do you remember what the midpoint formula is? All right, hopefully you do. And one thing I do to remember what the midpoint formula is I think average. Okay, so what we are essentially doing is we are finding the average of our x's and the average of our y's. So how do we find the average of two numbers? Well, we simply add them up and divide by the number of numbers we are adding up. So the midpoint formula, we have x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, and those are the coordinates of our midpoint. The distance formula, all right, the distance formula, d, is equal to the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, so that is just our quick refresher. So now let's just go through a couple examples and we'll be done. Okay, so this first one here, let's go ahead and find the midpoint of the line segment with the endpoints as the given coordinates. All right, so let's look at example 1 here, finding the midpoint. So remember, the midpoint is the average of our x's and the average of our y's. So to find the midpoint here, we add up our x's, 5.4 plus 9.2, and divide by 2. To get our y coordinate, we add up the y's, -8 plus 10, and we divide by 2. So just cleaning this up, 5.4 plus 9.2 is going to give us 14.6 divided by 2, and then -8 plus 10 is 2 divided by 2, and so cleaning this up, we get the midpoint to be 14.6 divided by 2 is 7.3. 2 over 2 is just 1. Okay? All right, so I want you guys to complete example 2, find the midpoint between those two coordinates, and we will check our answers in class tomorrow. All right? The next thing we are going to do is look at the distance between each pair of points with the given coordinates. All right, so we're looking at the distance between -3, 8 and -1, -5. So here we go. Our distance, d, is equal to the square root of x1, so -3, minus a -1, so that's going to go to a plus, right? And we're squaring that, plus 8 minus a -5. So again, that's going to go to a plus, and that quantity squared. So -3 plus 1 becomes -2 squared, plus 8 plus 5 squared is 13 squared. Okay, just cleaning this up, -2 squared is going to be +4. 13 squared is 169, and 4 plus 169 is the square root of 173. And there we have it, the square root of 173. Okay? All right, so I want you to complete example 4. Remember, if we could have simplify the square root. You always simplify that as much as you can. All right, so we will come back and check our answers tomorrow in class. Have a great day. Bye.